Cam is not only the world's first portable 3D 180-degree VR camera, but it is also a portal for users to share each other's world. Please welcome Lucid VR.
Hello. How are you? My name is Joe Hill. I'm with Lucid VR. I'm excited to be here. Today I'm going to be talking about how Lucid is trying to make the world smaller, more connected, and more happy. You ever been far away from family, loved ones, friends? It's kind of a personal story for me. I've actually been away from family and friends for over a third of my life, whether it be in middle school in Korea, traveling throughout the United States, to coming to California and living the tech dream. Now, it's hard to stay in touch with family and friends, and then just being able to text, Skype, just didn't do it for me. It was too TD. It was too at arm's length for me to really keep an enriched relationship. And so for me, it was hard to really know more about what was going on in these others' relationships. Proximity dictated how rich my relationship was. Now, a lot of you have heard about virtual reality, and I started hearing about this too. I was really excited about virtual reality as it was able to immerse somebody and another in an experience that was more human, more connected. And I was really excited to tackle that. So I wanted to tackle this problem of distance, and there are others out there that have really experienced this problem of distance. There are expats, transplants throughout the world. 250 million people looking to try something new in a different place, and they have to try this on their own, and they lack this support system. So I thought virtual reality might be a solution. What I realized is that actually the content creation process was kind of tough, much harder than I thought it was going to be. I'd have to get a bunch of GoPros, rig them all together. It was really expensive. Didn't want to sign the dotted line when I was filling out the check. And then I had to find a way to...
I apologize. Can you stand on the side so we can see your presentation?
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
So the data sizes on these 360 cameras was too large for me to download and offload and be able to keep track of all these micro SDs. It took too much time. Also, in terms of the production side, I had to learn how to stitch. I had to be able to purchase a stitching software to be able to stitch all this content together in a nice, cohesive virtual reality experience. Lastly, there's a platform hindrance that I felt that was too hard for me to upload to YouTube or Facebook. There's technical limitations, and it just took too much time. Enter Lucid Cam. At Lucid VR, we developed this camera, 180-degree 3D stereo camera to capture exactly as your eyes capture the world. So it actually stitches, calibrates, and synchronizes the content on board the camera with our proprietary software. And so with a click of a button, I'm able to capture very immersive content and be able to share it in a small data and be able to immerse other people that I love and I want to connect to and stay in touch with. So it's very easy to use, but you guys have probably heard about virtual reality. You've probably heard about other cameras out there. What makes us special? So if you look in the top left corner of this map, you actually see the professional side, doing some awesome immersive 3D capture. However, it's expensive. It takes a lot of time to be able to capture all the content. If you look at all the micro SDs, as I had mentioned, and be able to capture them, you have to label them A, B, C, D, F, and keep them all in order, and eventually stitch them all together. This can range from thousands of dollars to hundreds of thousands of dollars to create this immersive 3D content. On the bottom right-hand corner, you actually see the consumer side. And so this is exciting because it's flat, portable, you can fit in your pocket, but a little too flat, a little too disruptive in terms of my level of immersion. And so what we're really excited about with Lucid Cam is that it doesn't sacrifice immersion with the accessibility of a consumer-grade camera. So not only do we see ourselves differentiated in the market, we also see differentiated as a team. So you'll see Han and Adam, our two co-founders, our Berkeley and Stanford engineers, our hardware and software gurus. They're actually leading the way, both former co-founders of Y Combinator alums, as well as military software algorithm backgrounds. They're also leading our Lucid team in this effort. And so another thing that differentiates us is actually we're all expats. We're all from different places. And so we all have been pained by this problem of distance. Everyone on this slide has is not near their family. And so we're all excited about solving this problem. So how do we bring this together? So last year, in Q4, we actually released pre-orders to early backers via Indiegogo and actually sold 500 cameras and got a lot of feedback and was able to really iterate, be able to develop and increase our tech specs. Also, we've been working with top brands to be able to develop a community, as you see in the top right corner, to be able to engage others in how to communicate in a more immersive way. Lastly, and another reason why we're here, if any Wistron employees are out there, we've partnered with Wistron, one of the top 5 ODMs in the world, to be able to produce our camera this year. So we're going to be shipping Lucid Cam in Q4 of this year. Lastly, we were going to be partnering with a variety of headsets to be able to differentiate them, because we believe we are the missing link to be able to provide content for the masses and not just for the few, not just for the agencies, not just for the people with expertise, but for the average person, the average Joe. Now, you may be saying, this is just 180. How do we scale this? And so this is just the beginning. We are not only looking at the 180 space, but we're looking to scale to 360, be able to live stream, to be able to disrupt the AR space, be able to integrate our Lucid Cam within HMDs, where you can create overlays, interactions, other ways to tag, interact with content you've created. Imagine if you could go back into your wedding day and see your virtual reality or your vows in virtual reality and be able to say, this is where I was sweating, this is where I was having cold feet, but I pushed through, and now 20 years later, I'm so happy with our marriage. Imagine being able to relive experiences in such an immersive way. So we don't want to disrupt just technology. We want to disrupt time and space and be able to make teleportation a reality and make you able to experience life, relive it again and again. So I want to thank you all for listening and help us bring this to everyone.
Thank you very much. Judges, Jerry?
I think the most disruptive part of your product is that when everybody's doing 360, you're doing 180. That's quite disruptive. It's supposed to be a joke. Okay. My question is, so in terms of like you're pitching like people are people at distance, they want to be able to experience each other. You're basically saying that FaceTime is not good enough. And so do you have any kind of like data to validate that, or it's just more like your personal situation and maybe your team situation, which is seems like seems like.
Sure. I mean, it's kind of what we've experienced. If you see, well, recently my mother learned how to FaceTime, so it took a while. But being able to find a repeatable, very easy, and an experience that you actually really want to continually doing. You want to come back as somebody that wants to create content. So imagine if I want to show and share experience with my family. I'm from upstate New York. And we have to really not have this kind of arm's length experience. It's a big incentive for me to be able to experience not only my experience, but others. I think it really makes an attractive repeat user as a consumer.
Shanhui?
I suppose this one follows on from his question. The question really is, how many pieces have you actually sold of this? How much do you sell it for, and what was the feedback from the users?
Sure, yeah. So we've sold over 500 units. We're going to be shipping Q4 of this year for our beta users, and we've actually heard a lot of applications, a lot of the tech specs. We actually doubled our resolution, doubled our frame rate from 30 to 60 frames per second. We made a lot of action, so that was an incredible feat on our team. And also in terms of, so you asked on customers, and then how much? And $399. So for a 180 base model, it's actually very affordable, well within the price range. That's a consumer grade. You can scale to 360 with 1200, which as you compare to GoPro, it's a fifth of the price, and only 3 stitch lines. So it reduces the amount of complexity, but also the price.
What chip do you use? Is it a Qualcomm chip to accelerate the frames?
Yes.
Jerry?
Oh yeah. Would you say that your sales depend on how quickly the VR headsets spread to the world, right? You need VR headsets to be able to see your photos.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, yes. We do see this as a Keurig model where people are sharing content, not only with the content they've captured, but also the headsets. And so we have a distribution model of being able to ship basic cardboards with every camera itself. And then if people want to upgrade to higher levels of HMDs, then they can also share with higher end HMDs.
Instead of $399, we're actually looking at $399 plus the headset as an initial cost.
So they'll actually get a headset and then a cardboard headset, but they can also upgrade to whatever headset. And we're headset agnostic because we really want people to be able to consume content as the masses would.
Any more questions? Wayne?
So do you plan to, because I'm on your website right now, do you plan to sell mostly direct or going through resellers?
So we're starting off direct, good question, and we're staying online to start, and then we'll move more brick and mortar and other avenues.
Any more questions? Ms. Ma?
Oh, I was just going to make a comment that I think I saw you 2 weeks ago in San Francisco. Here you again.
Hey.
Yeah. Maybe next time you can record your presentation in VR and let us all experience your pitch in VR. That might be a great sell of how the quality of your product.
Absolutely, and we do actually have a booth over here. So if you guys want to download our app, it's called Lucid app. So this is the playback component where you can play back the stereo. So feel free to check out any of our office or any of our content that we've already created, or drop by our booth as well.
Any more questions from our judges? All right, that was an impressive presentation, ladies and gentlemen. Our last team, Lucid VR. Let's hear it for our all 8 finalists.